What's going on, my YouTube family? This is your boy Mike Jax. So I'm with EXP Realty. So I am making a video today about what do you do if you fail your real estate exam. So be mindful when you get ready to take your real estate course. There's an in-class test that you have to pass, or if you're doing it online, you have to pass that first, and then you're able to proceed to the next step, which is take your real estate exam. So what I'm referring to is the actual real estate exam, okay? So you knocked out your class test, boom, you got it done, exam's done, now you move on to real estate exam. So let's say you take it and you fail. Now what? Do you feel like the world is crashing? Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I failed my real estate exam multiple times, and I say that with pride because each time I failed, I got better and better and better, and eventually I passed. Guess what, guys? Nobody in real estate cares if you fail. The only thing they care is, can you find them a house? And to be honest with you, nobody has ever asked me when I've shown houses to clients, hey, how many times did you fail the real estate? A more common question I get is, how long have you been a realtor? But nobody's ever asked me how many times I failed the exam because nobody really cares. So the only person that cares is you. And you have to understand, some people that pass on the first time, kudos to them, but that doesn't reflect how good of a realtor they'll be once they get their license. So the exam is just for you to learn the laws and show the state that you're capable of interpreting the laws and being able to go out here and do real estate and not make any major violations. So if you fail the exam, what you want to do is get a review. I did my test at Pearson VUE, so I'm based out of Orlando, Florida, and we have Pearson VUE exams. I'm not sure if that's a global thing, but in Florida, I know we have Pearson VUE. And when you go to a testing center after you fail, you have to go to the Pearson VUE website and schedule a review. Now, the review will cost you money, but the benefit of a review is you can see all the answers you got incorrect. And what that does is, if you retake the test, you might find some of those same questions on the exam again. It's very possible. I saw some of the same questions when I took the exam, so it helped increase my chances of passing, and it prepared me to the format and the type of questions that were going to be asked. So make sure you take the review. Now, if you're one of those people that's like, hey, Mike, I like that idea, but I don't think I need a review. I got a real close to passing. I want to try it again. Hey, go for it. You might pass it. You might not have to take the review, but I highly recommend it because, that's going to give you what you didn't get right, and then you can learn. Now, here's something to know, guys. If you go out there and do the review, you have to stay in the testing center. It's not like you get a sheet, you can write down the questions and the answers of what you didn't get right and take it home and study. You actually have to memorize everything that you didn't get correct. So before you sign up for the review, you might want to, take that in consideration. Before I passed my test, I took the review. So the first time I didn't pass, I didn't take the review. I went back and took the test again, and I failed. But when I took the test again for a review, I passed. So it made a big difference for me. And honestly, at that point, it was like my third attempt. Fourth attempt, I can't remember. I know I failed more than once and twice. I know that for a fact. But on my third or fourth attempt, somewhere around there, I finally passed it. And I got in and I passed it, but I passed it after I did the review. So after I took the test multiple times and I did the review, I saw a lot of the formula, some of the similar questions. And then on top of that, I was able to get, more familiar with the format and the way they asked, so it helped me pass. So another thing I would suggest is, if you're taking the class to be able to take the exam, make sure that you do a review in the class as well, because those reviews, the crunch reviews that my real estate school offered, was very helpful. Even though I failed, I know I would have got a worse grade had I not taken that review. It did help me prepare some, so that was good. So, guys, a lot of people are not great test takers, and to be honest, I used to proctor tests at one of my old jobs, and tests are just what they are. A lot of it really just has no measure of how good you'll be in your business. So I want you to be mindful of that. Just because you failed an exam does not mean that you're going to be a good realtor. All the exam is just a required piece of document that shows the state that you're capable of knowing the basics of the laws that you shouldn't violate. And that's really it. And guess what? There's a lot of people who pass their driver license exam and they know the bare minimum of the laws, but they don't know every law. And that's why they have a lot of car accidents. And some of the laws they know, they break anyway. And they're not good drivers. We see that every day, especially down here in Florida on I-4. So before I wrap this video up, those are some factors and tips that you definitely want to take in consideration. If you fail the exam, what do? I suggest getting the review in class and be prepared mentally to memorize as much as possible. So then when you go in the car, I will write those questions and answers down right away while it's fresh on your memory, because I missed a ton of questions And when I missed them, I think I remember almost every single question, especially the questions that I really don't know the answer. So if you're writing the questions, and let's say you missed like 30 questions, and you're like, man, I can't remember all 30, then fine. At least remember the top 10 or top 15 that you just don't know the answer to. And then the other ones, you know, it's like, okay, I think I can remember this. At least remember the content that it was talking about, and go back and study in the chapters again and take the test. And one more tip, if you take the test and you do fail, I would suggest scheduling the test ASAP, because it's fresh on your mind. If you wait like another 30 days or whatever, some people are saying you got to wait 30 days. If you dispute it, I believe you have to wait 30 days. But if you don't dispute the exam that you failed, you probably can take the test the next day if there's a scheduled class available. So get with your testing center to confirm that. But I believe that is the official rule, that you do not have to wait a full 30 days to take the test. A lot of people are under the impression. Read the fine print on the retest and what's required, because when I retook it, if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe I waited a full 30 days. I took the test within 30 days, like within 2 weeks, because that was the next testing date that they had available in my area. And also look at surrounding areas. So like I'm in Orlando. If Orlando's booked like the next day, I'm going to look at other counties surrounding me to see who has a testing date closer than 2 weeks. And that's what I did. I had one where I took one, I think, a week later, and I had to go to another area in Seminole County to take the test. So those are my tips. If you fail the test, if you fail the real estate exam, that's what you want to do. All right, guys, I hope this helps somebody. Go pass that test. Do not quit, because if I would have quit, I wouldn't be here talking to you today about it. I'm going to leave it at that. So do not quit. You hear me? Do not quit. That's the advice I can give you. All right, go get that license, baby. Let's go.